Yeah. So today concept is that okay, web server management, nothing but web servers. So first of all, what is a web servers? So any idea? You have an idea on the web servers means? Why we are using the web servers? What is the purpose of that?
It is related to middleware.
It's not related to middleware. Okay. So it is something like that, మీకు వెబ్ అప్లికేషన్స్ మీకు ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఎనీ వెబ్సైట్ మెయింటెనెన్స్ ఆర్
Okay.
డిప్లాయ్మెంట్స్ లాంచింగ్ ఇవన్నీ వస్తాయి అన్నమాట. సో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ద క్లయింట్ కమ్ అప్ విత్ ఎ రిక్వైర్మెంట్ లెట్ ఇట్ బి యూ స్టార్టెడ్ వన్ స్టార్ట్అప్ బిజినెస్ ఓకే
Okay.
like flipkart.com something there is online business you are planning to start. So the general process of everyone is so once they decided the particular zone of the business. Zone of the business means okay, which type of the business they want to start. Okay, whether that is a e-commerce, that is a what type of the business they want to start it. Once they decided the business, okay, then they are going to decide domain. Domain they will purchase. They will purchase the domain. Once they purchase the domain, automatically the next is that they are going to purchase the server. So domain purchasing is nothing but indirectly you are allocating the some space to website. Okay, so here two types of the things will be happening when we are reaching to the GoDaddy are hosting websites, any type of the websites. So the website will allocate the space for the website. Space for the website is nothing but they will be having the one server. Inside a server, they are allocating virtual host. So virtual host is something like that. Okay, some private space to the your application. It act like a private server. It act like a private server. Private server is nothing but what? Okay, so user will be thinking that the server will be dedicated to him only. For example, we have a VMware. So in this VMware, if you can see that here, 1 minute. So this VMware, I will be having the 4 servers. 1, 2, 3, 4 servers are having. So let it be one server I am allocating to the one of the user. So user will be think that this server is dedicatedly allocated to the particular person. So, but the thing is that this is the shared mechanism. Nothing but this is a one of the server among the infrastructure. So not only that one, if we are understanding about basics of the Dockers and Kubernetes, anyone having a Dockers and Kubernetes basic understanding? What is the Docker and Kubernetes? Any idea?
No.
So what exactly the Docker and Kubernetes means? For example, you are creating the one of the server. Let it be this is your server. So in this server, you are creating indirectly number of parts. సో నీకు ఏఎక్స్లో డబ్ల్యూపార్ అని ఒకటి ఉంటుంది, గుర్తుంది? ఐడియా ఉందా డబ్ల్యూపార్?
డెవలపర్ అని విన్నానన్నా, కాకపోతే ఇప్పుడు
సో ఎల్పార్, వాట్ ఈస్ ఎల్పార్?
ఎల్పార్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ సర్వర్.
ఎల్పార్ ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ individual server. It is nothing but
individual server.
This is a server. Inside the LPAR, we are creating the small portion of servers. This is we are calling as WPAR.
Okay.
This is a primary server. Okay, so this is a primary server. But indirectly, your server will be allocation of number of private servers. So this is we are calling as in pods. In Kubernetes, we are calling as a pods. Nothing but every server will be act like a individual object. Nothing but the server, operating system, and everything. But the problem, what exactly the happening in background means, this is a API based. What is a API based? API based is nothing but the protocol which is serverless mechanism. Any idea with the serverless mechanism? For example, it is not having any server, but it will be indirectly taking the support from the existing server. It act like a separate server. Okay, so that is the call WPAR. So here also in Kubernetes and Dockers also, the pods is nothing but individual servers or API based servers. It is existed into the server, okay, into the one of the major server. So every server act like a multiple individual objects. So here what is the benefit of from the user level means, for example, let it be I install the one of the application here. So let it be this is a GoDaddy server. So here this server is allocated to user 1, this server is allocated to user 2, this server is allocated to user 3. Same like that, the other portion of area also allocated. So from the user level, he will be think of that this is a individual server. But the coming to the GoDaddy wise, this is the shared mechanism. So that is the major concept of the thing. So in the same way, if we are coming to the web applications is nothing but your applications deploying into the server. All your web application nothing but HTTP, all the applications. So these applications are installed into the server. So at the time of installing the server, we are not using any kind of advanced mechanism like a pods and all, but we are using the one kind of the mechanism called virtual host. What is called the virtual host? So this virtual host declaration, it is a something like that a variable. It act like a individual server for the particular domain. So this is your website, right? This website I will be declaring into the virtual host. Okay, so this is the one virtual host, this is the one virtual host. So one server I'm installing number of individual domains. So every domain act like a individual object. So that is the API based. So మీకు అది ముందుకు వెళ్తే మీకు అర్థమవుతుంది. The concept is that. So here we are using the two types of the concept. One is that majorly we are using HTTP or Apache. So this is the one of the prompting and Nginx. So this is the second type. So the companies are using any one of the thing, whether HTTP or Apache. HTTP is the Linux based. Apache and all means nothing but Ubuntu based. Unix only we are having the multiple distributions, right? So every distribution will be having the individual things. HTTP is nothing but individual object, and Apache is nothing but it's related to the Ubuntu bundle. Ubuntu we are calling as Apache. Okay, so that is the architecture of a particular operating system. So Nginx also one type of the same type of the protocol. Okay, it is also supporting the in the same way. So in production environment we are using any one of the thing only, not both, because all your web applications ports will be allocating 80 and 443. So these are the by default operating system. Okay, operating system, okay, ports will be allocating. So for example, if we are using the Apache, okay, so we are not using the Nginx. If you using means you will get a port conflict. I will show you how we will get the port conflict also. Okay, so that is the reason we are using any one of the thing. So that is based on your client, based on your client requirement. Okay, so let me go to the practically. So let it be this is my server. Okay, for example, if I want to install any kind of Apache means, first of all I need to have a particular package into the server. So the package is nothing but HTTP is the package I need to be existing into the server. So let it be, I'm giving the star, means I want to install not only HTTPD, let it be other dependent packages also I'm ready to install. Yum install -y is nothing but agree HTTP. So it is taking from your repository, whatever the repository we created yesterday and other repositories, it is searching for the package.
Okay, in a repository చెప్పారా?
Yes, yes. So it is taking a little bit of time to search it. Okay, by the time of it is syncing, we'll see what exactly happening. So first of all, we need to install the package and we need to enable the service. First we need to start and enable. Why we are doing enabling? Any idea? Enable. Start means we are obviously starting the service. Stop means stopping. Enable means so what is the by default Linux server is running in which mode, which run levels? So here it is package is installed. Okay, let it be run levels 5. So at the time of explaining the booting process, I said you two things. So if you want to run the operating system, means it is running in the two modes. One is the command line mode, one is the graphical user mode. If you can see the my console, so this console will be having graphical user. So the graphical user mode is nothing but it is a file. For example, if my server is listing into the command line mode, okay, so directly it is opening by the command line. You are not getting any graphical interface, means you are into the run level 3. So the purpose of enable is very simple. The purpose of enable is very simple. Whenever your operating system is running, okay, into the any one of the phase, for example, let me check the status. If you can see that here you started the particular service, it is running, okay, But the problem here is that you want to enable into the run level. So run level is nothing but if your operating system is rebooted by default, maybe some part of the activity or any kind of issues. So after reboot, once your server is coming back, whether your server is running on a run level 3 or run level 5. So this service, what is the service? HTTPD service should be run automatically. This service should be run automatically. So that is the purpose of the particular enable. So most of the times the clients will be come up with a requirement. They are not able to, means after the patching they got an issue, their website is down, or after the patching they are facing the some connectivity issue. Why? Means the particular service is not enabled, so that is the reason your operating system is not considering the particular service. So to avoid that situation, so this is a part of hardening, we are calling as hardening. So what is a hardening is nothing but every company. So they're trying to avoid the manual issues like route changes, connectivity issues, or any network related, service related, everything. So in hardening also we are going to do the same thing. So right now I started the service. So my requirement is that let it be, I want to create a one directory. So first of all, I'm creating the one directory. Why I need to create a directory? So every web application will be located into the this place. Every web application will be located into the particular place. What I'm going to do it, for example, I am running the any website means that particular website directory I am placing here. For example, this is one of the website. This website, all the configuration information will be storing here, means like a main dot page, application page, or any login page, everything they will be placing here. So this is the place they will be storing as a particular application related, nothing but particular website related, everything they are using. So I need to create a directory. I need to use some index file. Why index file? The purpose is very clear. So I am defining the one virtual website like a website.conf, like a mywebsite.com is one of the website I'm planning to in place it. So once I browse with a particular IP address or particular server name, automatically it's supposed to be get the index file. So index file is nothing but your web application. Web application you need to be get it. So I'm placing the one index file. So and I'm giving the permissions. Why I need to give the permissions? So whenever your application is running, okay, for example, you are logged to the gmail.com. So once you log into the gmail.com, you are giving your credentials, nothing but a username and password. So once the username and password is given, automatically it will take you and it will log in. So if you don't have the access, means you are not able to update or you are not able to give the credentials. So this type of the issues will be happening because your application is not having the access. So here your application need to have access, then only we can sort out the issue. So coming to here, so we are giving the privileges 755. 7 is nothing but read write executive, 5 is nothing but read write, nothing but 4242. Okay, so this is the way how we are giving the permissions. So if you given the permission, user is able to modify the things. So once we given, we are defining the particular directory. If you can see that here, I am defining into the /etc http confd. So this is the standard path because I am using the httpd. So in http configuration file, I need to go inside, I need to define the one website name. So here if you can see that here virtual host. So the virtual host V and H is the cap letter and there is no space over there. And what I'm defining here, star is nothing but whatever the things are running, whether the application, okay, that should be run with the port number 80. 80 is the port number of your HTTP. So port number 80 you can run it. For example, if you are running with the 443, then you need to define the 443. Okay, and here next character is called server name. So I am declaring the my web application here. Web application will be with a port number. And what is the server name? Server name here I am defining with the IP address of the thing. And the document root. Document root is nothing but the above command, nothing but whatever the things are there, particular website details, everything should be stored into the particular location. So here D is the capital letter. You should be give the D, and R is the capital letter. So here directory. So this directory is something like extracurricular activities. So this directory will help you out. Okay, nothing but giving the extra privileges at the time of connecting to the server. So here once it is created means, so these are the two lines like a error log and a custom log. If you are related to any application failures and logs means you can add it. For example, if the application owner did not define means you no need to add it here. So once that is done, we are reloading the application, we are checking and we are attaching to the firewall. Why we need to attach to the firewall? Anything application, the particular application is accessible from the outside of the market. So it will be define you the your application. So once application is defined, then you are browsing the your website. So let me start with the execution. So I'm just taking the entire thing. So I'm using the nano. So this is a website place. I'm just declaring everything. Control O, enter, Control X. So I define your website. What is the website and what is the details? Once decided, okay. So I'm going to reload the Apache. Apache CTL config test is nothing but it is the validate the your application. For example, here leave it about the first message that is related to the DNS stuff. Since I don't have the any name convention, I'm getting that one, but you supposed to get the your syntax should be okay. So reload your application. Okay. So if you can see that here and attached to the firewall. Firewall addition is a mandatory, otherwise your server won't be access to the outside of the world. So this is related to the SSL. We are calling as SUSE Linux. If your environment is having this setup means we are just adding the to the environment, but most of the times this is very rare case we are not adding most of the times. So this one we can probably ignore, but if you added also not an issue. Okay, so ultimately we are defining, we are installing the package. So once we install, we are creating the directory, we are installing the services. So after that, here we are defining the each library. So here I define the website wget, for example. So like this we are browsing, nothing but if you can see that here, browse it. Hello from the HTTP. So this is a web application, nothing but. So any one of the guy is coming to install your web application means this act like a one domain. So this particular website, okay, I am placing here. So the developer will come into the picture. They will create a design and they will modify this web application. So this is a way how we are installing the your Apache. So most of the times, so what of the issues will come into the picture means, say for example, this particular service will be down, or your Apache service will be down, or port issue will be down. Somewhere it is a disturbance into the process. So automatically what exactly they happen, this particular service will be moving on, nothing but so we need to be free up, or we need to be reallocate to the expected services. So some of the cases, and another case will be, so in your team someone will be doing the patching or rebooting. So as a part of the hardening, you are not enabling the your service. So automatically your service will be stopped state. So that is also one of the area where we are missing the our exact things. So there also we need to be check it out. So these are the two conditions we are going to define it. So coming to here, so in this particular place, my website.conf is one of the particular website name or website I define here. So if you want means you can create a multiple things also. If there is no kind of any limitation, if you want to create means you can create another domain also over there. Every domain is itself is nothing but the web pages, where that web pages will be automatically allocated to, or a particular allocated to specific team. So here the application team, whatever the request we are receiving, so based on the application team, so if it's at HTTP means we are coming to here, we are defining here the virtual host and we are giving the access to them. So automatically once they get access, they will create an image, they will create a login page, they will do the workaround into the background. So that is the course of action. So now in the same way, how we are defining Apache, we are defining about Nginx also. So Nginx also one of the another mechanism of installing the your environment. So the major purpose of the Nginx is that to installation purpose only. But the problem what exactly the happening means, this Nginx also using the port number 80 and 443. 80 is nothing but your HTTP application. 443 is independent is nothing but installing and executing into the your individual. So Nginx, HTTP, any one of the thing only you need to use. If not, you will get a port conflict. Means the same port trying to allocate to the other place. For example, let it be in my current server systemctl status httpd. So right now service is running with a port number 80. Port number 80 it is running. Now the client said that okay, so in the same server can you install the Nginx another domain. Okay, let it be. I am trying to install it Nginx. Let's see. I install the packages. I am trying to install the dependencies also. I install the packages. Once I install the package, so let me trying to start the Nginx. So here already HTTP is running. You are getting some issue. What is that issue? It is stating that, see that errors, 80 fail already in use. 80 is the port number, it is already in use. So that is the reason we are failed to start the service. So that is the reason. Let me stop the so system CTS stop the HTTPD. I stop the HTTPD. Okay. Now I plan to start the Nginx. Now Nginx is started. So let me check the status. Your Nginx is started. Okay. So your Nginx also using the port number called 80. So it will be using the port number 80. Okay. So that is the reason. This is what we are calling as a port conflict. So the port conflict is basically, okay, we are getting the into the sum of cases. If you can see that here it is using the port number 80. So if we are already using with any existing HTTP mechanism, you should not use the Nginx. If we are using the Nginx means you can use the HTTP. Means any one of the thing only we need to use, not the both cases. So because both are same like an Apple phone and Android phone, both the phones are having their own features. But the thing is that if someone is using the my environment means it's going to be problematic. Okay, so here I'm stopping the service and started. So in Nginx also in the same process only we are doing. What is exactly the process we are doing? We are installing the package, we are starting the services, and we are creating the one more directory here. In that particular directory I'm pushing the some website, and not only that one, I'm creating adding into the Nginx configuration file. So this Nginx configuration file is nothing but it will be defining you that, so you will be having the access. So let it be. How we can do that? Let me mkdir create a directory and create a one index file. Seems to be index file is there, means okay, not an issue. If not, it will going to be rewrite. Give the permissions. Why we are giving the permissions? Permission only we can help you out with your operating system. So once we created the permissions, so there is one of the configuration. See, always that is a recommendation. Whenever you are touching the any configuration file, please make sure that take the backup. Backup is a mandatory. Without backup, you are not able to perform the things. Okay, so how to take the backup? By using the cp command. I taken the backup of the particular configuration file. So next course of action is that I need to go to the configuration file. I need to declare. If you can see that here we are not using the any terminology called virtual host. So here we are using the directly the server. Server is the nothing but the word, so which is creating the your virtual host. Listen with the port number 80. For example, whatever the port they given, so we are defining over here whether that is a 443 or 80 or any particular IP, whatever will be there means it will be going to be declared over there. Okay, and the secondary thing is that, so here again the root is nothing but your absolute path where your application data is storing here. So everything it is storing here under Unix. And index is nothing but your indexing of small website page, index.html page. And if you are not able to get the particular website, you are going to get the 404. This is a small script, okay, which is there we are declaring into the server side. For example, I'm going to the my path. Okay, and I'm defining the particular details. Control O, enter, Control X. I'm defining the port number, server IP, and all the details. So once I install, that is the same process. You need to restart the service or you need to test the service. Nginx-T is nothing but same thing like that. Your Nginx service should be running. So here test is successful. So just reload the Nginx service. So this is the way how your website is browsing. This is about the Nginx. So here HTTP and Nginx both are using the same type. Like how your phones are there, like Android phone and Apple phone. In the same way, Nginx and both are using the same purpose only. But the thing is that, so based on the company need, based on the financial aspect, we are using the some of the cases. So these are the number of the cases here. So in this situation also what it will going to be happen. So the common area will be your particular website will be down. So or your port number conflicts will be there. So as I showed you here, so any particular application is down. So due to the any particular service is down, or it is not enabled into the booting process level, or any firewall or network level down will be there, or any kind of suspicious activity. Nothing but user is deleted or your database also deleted. Those type of situations it will going to be happening. So this is the one of the case where the Nginx is used into the our real time. So hope it's clear. Any doubts?
No, no.
Okay. So please do the practice. Nginx ఈ రెండు యూజ్ చేయండి. ఓకే, దీనికి సంబంధించి డాక్యుమెంట్ కూడా ఉంది. ఇట్స్ అ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఓకే, we need to practice the both of them, and tomorrow we are going to discuss about the next topic.